Hey there, this is Tina with Content Creators Club, and I'm so excited to do a deep dive on this newsletter issue talking about how I've built a 95% automated content business and walk you through exactly how I did it. And it is true, I only work 5% in this content business, and I let AI automations and my one VA handle the rest of the business. And 5% of my time is really just spent on creating content, doing strategy work, really working fucking on the business because that is where the juices really should be laid upon. Anyways, I'm joking here, but like seriously, like I'm super excited to walk through this video. Make sure you grab the freebie with the button or in the description below. It's going to help you in your content business. So with that being said, let's kind of go ahead and dive into it. So I really want to mention here again, this business only takes 5% of my time, but there's a big but, right? It took me 3 years to build this, right? It took me 3 years to build the audience growth, to build the passive income streams, to build the sustainability. Oh my God, like I love that this is truthfully sustainable. I've definitely had a coaching business beforehand, and while I made a lot of money at the time, like it was not sustainable long term, right? And so I want to walk you through how I did it, right? And so the one thing that I want you to know is we're going to talk about 80/20 in action. Like, what does that actually look like? Everybody says, like, only spend 20% of your time on things that bring 80% of the revenue or efficiency, productivity in your business, right? But I cannot relate to this to the individuals who spent 80% of their time creating content for social media. That is one thing that as a content creator, if you're looking to grow, like damn, like creating content to get seen can be really exhausting, but I'll tell you honestly, like this might be a blessing or maybe it might be a rude awakening, but social media is the slowest way to grow because it is the loser's game. And I'm going to really deep dive into this loser's game here, right? Like this is what the loser's game looks like. The loser's game looks like you spend hours creating a social media post, spend days building up the confidence to actually post the freaking post. And when the time actually comes to post, you're very lucky to get a like or two, right? And like, who's been there? Like, who's been in that scenario where you posted on social media and then it just felt like it went through like a black hole? Like, nobody liked your post, nobody commented it, and nobody interacted with it, right? Like, if you were in that situation, I'm sorry, I've been there and it fucking sucks, right? And so if you are someone who has secretly has like a love-hate relationship with social media, you are not alone. You probably love all the benefits or the ideal benefits, right? Like if you got traffic, income, and all those things, but like you probably hate doing the work. I know I'm one of those people who love all the benefits, but I hate doing the work. And so this is where I don't actually do the work to get the benefits. And so the one thing that I'm going to recommend for you to do in order for you to be in a position where you get the benefits without actually doing all the work is to automate your content repurposing, right? Like I literally have like a $9 daily content generator. Comment if you're watching this on video, you know, daily generator. And I'll send it to you, but like the thing is like your value in creating, being a creator is in creating content, not in spending your time repurposing it to other social media platforms. Because repurposing it to other social media platforms, like actually the fact of you scheduling and sitting it down is a waste of your fucking time. Like it's not worth your time to actually do that when you can leverage AI and automations to do it for you. And so I have a $9 solution that helps you do it. I recommend you grab it, right? And so this what this allows you to do is it allows you to ask the next question, right? Like what happens after you take content repurposing off your plate, right? You're going to feel this shift where you're going to have a lot more time, right? Because content repurposing, truthfully, I could say like easily, like if you didn't have a team, you were a one person show, like you didn't have any support, it can feel like a 20-hour work week job, right? Like a part-time job. And so when you relieve yourself of all that work, you're going to have something called freedom. In my case, I often call it boredom because I tend to be in situations where I automate a lot of things and I'm wondering like what the hell do I work on next? So I tend to get bored and figure out something else, right? But what this allows you is going to do is it's going to allow you to get more back time. It's going to allow you to get more time in your business so that you can actually spend your time building a business, right? Because building a business means that you generate income, you have sustainable strategies that work with or without your presence, and that you actually can have time to enjoy life in outside of your business, right? Where it's only taking 5% of your time, you can work on the business rather than in the business, right? And so this is where we get into the concept of like, what the hell makes up an automated content business, right? And I have deep dives in this in like different podcasts episodes and things like that, but like there's really three areas of a content business that you need to consider automating it, right? And when I say consider automating, I'm talking about like, how do you automate your traffic, how do you automate your nurture, how do you automate your conversions via, also known as sales, right? And the one thing that I need you to know is that if you take out any one of those processes, the business will not work, right? If you take out traffic, you will not be able to drive sales. If you take out nurturing, you will not be able to have relationships to get sales. If you take out conversions, then you have nothing to sell to begin with, right? Like you need to create this ecosystem where your business is automated to work without you. And so this is where I kind of focus on three areas in my business in order to get to that point. And it really comes down to this three. It's like if you want to automate your traffic without relying on social media, then I recommend you look into collaborations at scale. And I have tons of other videos that you can look into that. But like what that means is essentially you're leveraging freebie swaps, bundles, relationships, things like that, where like you're not exposing yourself to the single platform risk of social media, but you are, allowing yourself to reach different audiences in an efficient manner in less time, right? If you want to automate your nurturing without hopping on one-on-one calls, like I hate sales calls and I won't do them anymore, then I'm going to highly recommend you talk and look into email marketing, right? You get to talk to one of many people in less time, and email marketing allows you to nurture those relationships. If you want to automate your conversions without doing sales calls, then I'm going to recommend you look into this thing called funnels. And basically, it's just like a process where you take a customer where a person can sign up for your product, and then they'll have more opportunities to buy in the form of what's called an upsell or a downsell, and then you just increase the amount of money you make in one sale opportunity, right? And so this is where that comes into place of like automating your conversions, right? Now you're going to be in a position where you ask yourself like, okay, let's just say you've done all those things, right? Like, hi, I'm an example of a person who's done all those things. What do you actually focus on in the rest of your time, right? Like, this is where the final percent comes into. This is the position that I'm in that I'd like to get you to. And what that looks like is that you need to do all those things: collaborations at scale, email marketing, funnels, so that you can actually, that will take 80% of the business, but then you have the rest of the 20%. Now, I'll be very honest, you can run your business on 20% effort for a very long time. I have ran my business for 3 years on 20%, meaning I only did 20% of the work and I had automations do the rest of it. But I even got tired of that. And this is where like I have like a person who actually helps me do the remainder of the work, right? And so what that looks like for her is that like my virtual assistant, she does a little bit of editing, she does a little bit of formatting, and she does a little of other ad hoc things in my business, but majority of it, 80% of my business is automated. So I don't need her to do a ton of work. She only does maybe like 15% of the business, while 80% of it is carried by automations. And so when I talk about spending that 5% of like, okay, you have a virtual assistant take care of the 15, you have automations take 80, where do you put the 5? The 5 that I'm focused on a lot this year is content creation, right? So I'm creating this video, I created this newsletter, things like that. I'm only creating content once, keyword once, letting all the automations and my virtual assistant take care of the rest of the things. And I'm focusing on really being able to work on the business. And that's talking about like growing the business, thinking about like how I'm going to be able to increase my revenues without necessarily scaling or increasing my time, right? Because I still want to make more money, but I want to make more money in less time, or at least have my time not being involved. And so these are the things that I'm struggling with, that I'm trying to figure out, and I'm learning and I'm figuring this out. But it's going to take you a while to get there. And I want you to know you're not alone. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to drop them in the comments or reply to the email, and I'd be happy to send you some resources to help you get there. But the one thing that I want you to know is that it's fucking possible. Like, it's possible to build a business that it's automated. It is possible to build a business that is profitable, sustainable, scalable. You just got to do the work to build the things that, leverage your time and be able to get your time back in your business. And this is where automation comes into place, right? So I have a really great resource either in the description or in the freebie or in the button below that's going to help you be able to either automate and increase your time as a creator in your business. And one of those things is collaborations at scale. So if you want a freebie that's going to help you, be able to grow your nurturing, your email marketing, things like that, then make sure you grab the freebie in the description below. Anyways, that is my call to action. But I also want to bring some insight here where I'm actually releasing a membership. So if you're someone where, I alluded to the concept of collaborations at scale and you're looking to, find collaborations, you're asking yourself like, well, Tina, like, how the hell do you find these collaborations? Well, then make sure you join my membership where I will send you one email a month of all the collaborations that are current for you to apply to grow your email list without relying on social media. So I hope you grab that, and I'll see you in the next video.